There is purpose. Oh, Jason. 2:59 p.m. Voila. Bravo. There it is. There you are. Bravo. Perfect. Jason. I'm sitting here singing. Jason, a very special angel is coming through. He says, whoa, Jason, I am fully embodied. With a soul who wants to have his own voila. Bravo. Like he's there. He's there. There it is. There you are. Here I am. There you are. He's laughing, he's laughing, he's laughing, he's knee slapping. I love when Jason knee slaps. Today is Wednesday, December the 3rd, 2025. I have tears of joy. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. This song, I knew the moment my father shared with me, I knew was special and I did not know why. And Jason coming in right now with this song is only 1/100th of what this song has been circling around my entire being the past nearly now 2 weeks. He says, woo, voila, Jason, an angel. Oh my gosh. Alexa, volume 3. Whoa, all right, hold on, because I know there's more to this, Jason. I know there is. He goes, but there isn't, is there? He's starting to talk like a little bit of a poet to me right now. Remember, when I'm connecting with angels, it is not like talking on a phone to a human being. I am not hearing words. I don't hear anything through my ears, nothing physical, audible in such ways that people may think or relate to something like somebody having schizophrenia. I don't hear voices in my head ever. What I am hearing is through my soul. Some people call it their third eye, their inner eye, whatever. I'm believing for my own self and my life, it's my soul, which is able to have the same 5 senses as my external body: sight, taste, sound, smell, and touch. So this whole conversation that I'm having with Jason, who is an angel in heaven today, I believe, or this week, is his angelversary. I believe it was 2019. 6 years ago, when Jason entered a whole other life after death, here on earth, in our life, this life, his life here on earth with us. Gone but not forgotten? Come on. He has me, as a matter of fact, right now feeling something about, I don't know if he has a headstone. I don't know. about Jason's burial plot, if he has a plot, if he was cremated or buried, I don't know. And yet he's directing me to seeing within my soul a vision of an actual headstone right now. And that can mean a multitude of things in angelic charades ways, metaphorical ways, cliche ways. It is like charades. It's very much so, like the game of charades. And in a sense, it is a game when someone like me connects to an angel, because the game is to create fun, not to share misery. I heard from your loved one today in heaven. What? Who wants to hear that? And that's not the way it works anyway with me. I apparently attract delightful souls who want to tap into my Natalie being's ways of being that heaven has created of me to be in life itself, to deliver in the most appropriate divine ways, angelic ways from heaven. People hear the word divine and they're like, oh, she's in a cult. She's, some sort of psychic, some sort of, a crazy person, talks to dead people, seances and all that. No. I don't talk to dead people. Death is but a breath. Number one. Death is but a final inhale and or exhale. How can you talk to a dead person unless they're actually in your arms and they have just died? And in that case, yes, I have spoken to many dead people in my arms, as well as many dead souls that have departed and left their bodies behind in animals. Jason says he doesn't really care much for my farm scene. He's kind of laughing about it. He's like, to be honest, so when I say he's actually using the words TBH, to be honest, I'm 52 years old, so I'm not really into that whole lingo, but I know a few of the, whatever, TBH, and BRB, be right back, and things like that. So these are Jason's ways from heaven of letting his loved ones know, his family know, that he's still with the times, and that he still is learning even from heaven about everything down here. So even if Jason didn't know if TBH wasn't available when he was here, well, he knows what it is from heaven. These are his ways as an angel of letting you know, like, this is, you must know I'm alive. I'm not just floating around. I'm not just out there in the skies waiting for you to see a vision of me. Like, I'm an actual live source of life, energy, with a whole lot of continued life learning to do from a totally different space and place. This is one of the reasons I love the ways that heaven does utilize me, Natalie. That I'm not a preacher. I'm not a proclaimed prophet or somebody who goes around carrying a wooden cross on my shoulder and walking up and down the highway promoting Jesus and loving him. I'm very... Sorry, Jason is actually agreeing with me right now. Agreeing, I don't know how to say that because that's not what he's doing. It's okay, so there's a lot of times these things in charades ways come through different words, and that's what angels continue to remind me about in life, is the importance of the way we speak our words. Let me pause, he says. Jason says, pause right now, because this is an important part of the message for his family today, is about beyond being aware of what you're saying. And it's not about think twice before you speak, he says. He's going, my roosters agree. He's Jason, his soul, is saying, okay, I don't know how to decipher this. Know what you know and mean what you mean. It's not your classic say what you say and mean what you mean, or however that goes. I'm a little bit flustered right now because I'm not entirely within just my mind, which is the way most of us, including myself, operate most of our life, is mostly within our mind. I am greatly, well, I have an angel inside of my soul, the energy from an angel inside, sharing my energy from my inside soul right now. So I'm still highly aware. I see everything going on. My flock's over here chilling in the sun, having little sun baths, and otherwise quiet finally for the afternoon. And I Okay, so Jason's having me back up right now to the voila again. Voila, voila, voila. Voila. You know, I'm going to say this. This is interesting because I just said at the beginning of this video that after my father presented this video of Emma Koch with Andre Roux singing the song Voila. I'm trying to get my phone situated here. Voila, in every way, started coming into my life every day. One night I clicked on Netflix. I never know what to watch. I'm always tired when I go to bed, you know. I clicked on this one show called Live and Die. And, you know, I get into like the second episode, and on that second episode, the girl goes, you know what voila means? Voila means perfect. And then the man says to the lady, you know, voila, voila, voila. And it's like, ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, whoa, because it's not just that I'm aware that voila is something I'm into right now, singing the song, learning to sing a song in French. It's that this song was presented as a means for me to continue, you know, trickling out these rather ways of my own being. Jason goes, I know. He's saying to me, Natalie, he's like, I know, it's hard. He goes, it's really, he says it's really hard to not make it all about you, right? I said, but he's laughing. He's like, haha. And yet, I think Jason, I think he understands that sometimes it has to be about me. Sometimes it has to be about us, ourselves, in order for it to be about anyone else. If we're just going to give and be for everyone else in our lives, and we're not going to take a little piece of that cake for ourselves, to sit by the poolside with a couple tea light candles and, you know, climb that mountain alone, whatever it is that we choose to do, you know. This is why I love the life of solitude. I am rambling right now. No, Jason says you're not. He says he's like, you're telling an epic tale. That's what he says, an epic tale. This is interesting because I am a writer and I do a lot of writing, but an epic tale, I'm not quite sure what that means. These are things I do write down. Jenny, this is one of those other live videos. I was not planning on doing this with Jason today. But an epic tale in particular, I want to know because, listen to this. I've been saying for the past 4 years of my life, I've been literally sharing with the world that I, Natalie, live a fairy tale adventure every day. And it's just been in the past many months that I was like, well, wait a second, a fairy tale? I don't hang out with fairies. I hang out with angels. And God and Jesus, you know, heaven. And yet fairy tale adventures are not necessarily, Snow White and Cinderella, they're not fairies. So yes, I do live a fairy tale life. Okay. And yet at that point, also what began to trickle in for me was, Natalie, you also live a farm tale. You know, I got my sheep and my birds and all of that. So you live a farm tale life. And then it further went on to, Natalie, you need to share with life that others can create it to be their own. If they like dinosaurs, they can have a Jurassic Park tale life, you know? It's what we make it, what we take of what we have, and turn it into the stories of our life that don't need to be shared in the ways that anybody shares, some including me. So epic tale is something, this is very interesting because I've also shared with you, Jenny, that every angel in my life that I have connected to and received messages from always has very, very important messages for life beyond the intended recipient of the message, which is always going to be you, Jenny. It's always going to be you. That is my soul connection to your brother, Jason. I have found it beautiful in the past when Jason comes through to, you know, Georgia, or to your mom, or to your father, or, you know, there's been a couple times where he'll bring every one of you into these messages. I don't know how to explain it. You know, my husband doesn't understand a lot of this either, and yet what he's understanding more so, which may help your family understand more so what Natalie does, is it is kind of like, well, if you think of my soul, our soul, but let's talk about me. If you think of my soul as being a portal, the compass, the main site, what is happening is angels download, heaven downloads, like a computer. It's boom. So I can get a whole lifetime story in what in life we can only associate with maybe by saying something like in the blink of an eye, which would be like what, a millisecond. And yet even that is not realistic because it's really hard to explain. It has nothing at all to do with time. It has everything to do with life. Everything to do with life. And so this is where Jason wants to end this message right now. Do you know what? This is bizarre. He's gone. When I say he's gone, I don't mean he's gone. He's gone from within my being right now, 18 minutes into this video. I feel it. And when an angel, any angel, including Jason, is in my soul, it's always 100%. Again, it's not about time, so it's not even about percentages. It's not about statistics. It's not about science. It's always beautiful. And it continues to become more beautiful for me to be able to be so aware of the presence of angels, the presence of divinity, of divine existence, of divine love, being present, learning from the sounds of my own flock at times when I'm feeling something very, very strongly with an angel, and you could hear it in my flock. I mean, you can't make that up, These are the ways that heaven continues to gift me, Natalie, with such venues and vessels of, okay, Natalie, we know that a lot of this doesn't sound exactly like, legit and believable, and there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to be skeptical and be like, oh my God, she's this or that or whatever. And yet, Natalie, we're going to go ahead and give you a few, and then that's where the angels, such as Jason, come in and they're like, so by the way, let me just bring this up really quick, Like even right now, I just said that Jason's gone, and yet he just at that second that I said whatever I just said, which I now can't remember because I'm not in my mind, I'm in my soul immediately right now, is he's now saying something about Batman to me. Batman. I don't know. This becomes part of your treasure hunt, Jenny, and this is what I love about sharing angels with life. What angels share with me every day, because it is a beautiful life, and you don't need to live a life of solitude or be a good shepherd like me, Natalie, to be able to beware, and be able to invite and welcome and accept and embrace and enjoy all the breadcrumbs that all of heaven leaves behind for us. Jason is with peace. Beautiful peace. Great promotions. Yes, we do get promoted. Even in life, myself, I've not worked, been paid by anybody on the outside for many, many years of my life. And yet I receive promotions from heaven. It's not quiet it is. I was going to hit stop. But Jason was like, he wants you to hear this. Hold on. I have a bird here, a hen, that I named Seagull, because she looks like a seagull, like a bird you see at the beach flying over you, a seagull. And that's what's on my piece of paper beneath me that I just looked at. And when I looked at that, Jason was like, mention the word seagull. Again, here's another trinket for you. Look forward to hearing from you, and happy holidays to one et al.